Welcome to the Zero Employee Company, the show about running companies on AI agents instead of employees, based on the book by Giovanni Brees. This one answers a question people ask Giovanni all the time. How did your agents get good? Most people assume it came down to the model. A better model shipped, the agents got better. End of story. But that's the wrong picture. And if you believe it, you'll spend your time tuning the part that matters least. What actually happened is simpler. Giovanni's agents behave far better today than they did when he started, while the model underneath has barely changed. The memory changed. That's where the gains pile up. They don't pile up in the model. Once that clicks, release notes get a lot less interesting, and you can start building something that actually keeps its value. To understand the design, start with the problem that forced him to build it. One agent without memory is annoying. You explain something, it makes a mistake, you correct it, and by the next session, that correction has disappeared. Multiply that across a couple dozen agents working in several businesses, and the annoyance gets expensive pretty quickly. Every session starts from zero. Weeks of decisions disappear overnight. Rules have to be explained again. Old mistakes need another correction. And the agents will confidently do the wrong thing, even though they did that exact same wrong thing 3 sessions earlier, and someone already fixed it. The worst part isn't the time this wastes, it's the drift. One session forgets a little of what the previous session settled. After a few weeks, the behavior turns inconsistent in ways that are honestly hard to trace. You start digging through the system because it looks like a model quality problem. Eventually, you find the model was fine. The context was stale, too thin, or simply missing. So Giovanni built a memory system. It wasn't a product. It was a set of design decisions. The structure is where the value sits, because without that structure, the theory is just talk. Here's the useful way to think about it. A model has a fixed capability. On any given day, it can only do so much, and Giovanni doesn't control how quickly it improves. Memory works differently. It's the part of the system he owns completely, and it's the only part that compounds. Every correction he captures becomes a permanent gain. So does every rule he writes down and every fact he makes durable. All of it can carry into every session that comes after. The model starts from the same baseline each time. Memory can keep going up as long as the system is built that way. That's why chasing models is a trap. When a better model arrives, everyone who uses it gets the same improvement at the same time. There's no edge in that. It doesn't belong to Giovanni and it doesn't belong to you. Your memory does. It contains the record of what your business decided. It knows what your agents got wrong and how you corrected them. It holds the voice you write in and the rules that stay true inside your operation. A model update won't ship with any of that. You build it yourself, one written line at a time. That's the moat. And here's the part that changes how the whole system looks. None of this runs in some exotic cloud setup. Giovanni uses flat text files, a JSON file that holds the current priorities, a vector store, and a scheduler. It all runs on one small machine. The infrastructure isn't magic. Whatever magic exists here comes from writing to the system consistently. That consistency is the whole game. And frankly, this is where most systems fall apart. Building a memory system isn't hard. Maintaining one is. The files don't fail because they're too complicated. The system fails because people stop writing to them. They create a beautiful structure, then work gets busy. Someone skips a log line. A correction doesn't get recorded. An update can wait until later. A few weeks pass, and the memory has become a museum of what the business looked like a month ago. That's worse than having no memory. You still trust the system, but now the system lies to you. So Giovanni has one hard rule. A task isn't done until it's written down. The record has to exist before the work is considered finished. Waiting until after the session doesn't count. Neither does putting it on a follow-up list and hoping someone gets to it. If it isn't written, it didn't happen. That one rule has to be applied every time. It's the difference between a system that gets smarter each week and one that makes you fix the same mistake forever. So, what should you take from this episode? Stop treating the model as the main thing to tune. The model is a rented engine. Your competitors can rent the same one. Memory is the car you build around it. It's yours, and it's the only part that compounds. Two operators can use the exact same model and get wildly different results. People usually assume the difference must be the prompt. Most of the time, it comes down to what each operator remembered to write down. The next episodes get into the actual setup. Giovanni runs a 5-layer memory stack, with each layer doing a different job. One layer is a log that lasts for a day. Another is a store that remembers forever. The next episode covers all 5 layers and explains how they differ. Giovanni Brees wrote the full architecture down in his book, The Zero Employee Company. Link in the show notes. See you in the next one.